Who's done brainstorming? How many of you have been to the following brainstorming meeting? We get together, and we pass out the little pads, and we talk, and we get the whiteboards covered with Post-it notes, really great. Wow, look at all the ideas. And we stand back, and we get out our iPhone, we take a picture, and we upload it to the cloud, and then we go back to work. Who's been in that meeting? Okay, that's not brainstorming, okay? That's steps 1 and 2 with no outcome. That is not brainstorming. That's why brainstorming gets a bad. We are not into post-it wastage. Brainstorming is not about post-it wastage. It's about actually having ideas for a reason. One of the reasons, not the only, I'll remind you of here, why the wild idea. So design kind of gets this rap for being silly, wasting, Post-its and coming up with ideas that don't work anyway. That's what designers seem to like to do. That's not it. The reason is because of your brain. There's your brain on ideas. So you have a nice black and white idea, a nice solid idea, and that part of your brain that's always watching you, always making sure you're doing the right thing, the internal critic, says, good job, Dave, nice, appropriate idea, continue with caution, I like what you're doing. And then you have this wild, multicolored, tie-dyed idea, and that little guy inside your head kind of goes, what is wrong with you, Dave? Here's 5 ways this is not going to work. Don't say this in public, you're going to embarrass us. What are you doing? And when you do that, when that part of your brain kicks off, it literally erects a barrier, and the part of your brain that should be heating up and having ideas cools way the heck off, and behind that barrier are a whole bunch of hidden ideas. Now, we don't know for sure that the killer idea is back there, but it might be. So the idea about wild ideas is not that the wild idea is better. Sometimes the wild idea is a great idea. Sometimes the wild idea minus some craziness, just one click back from the crazy, is actually a terrific idea. But that's not an assumption. The assumption is, if you can't afford a wild idea, you probably drowned a whole bunch of other ones without even knowing it. So you have to force yourself to have wild ideas. It calms the internal critic because you want access to all your ideas. That's why we do it that way. Now, then we have you do it, 15 minutes go by, we have you debrief, have a conversation. This turns out to be a seminal moment in the experience. So the point of that is there's more than one of you. Don't have just one idea. Having more ideas generates better ideas. I want to get you to break pretty quick here. Now, of course, once you've got all these ideas, holy cow, now how do we choose, right? The next thing clearly is make a choice. Wrong. No, we don't make a choice. We now move to prototyping. We go from the flare, right, of lots of ideas to starting to focus in on what do I actually want to learn more about. And this is why I want to make a distinction between a design prototype and what I call a late-stage engineering prototype. The word prototype applies to lots of different things. I want to make sure we get the right image. We prototype in design to ask interesting questions, expose our assumptions, get other people involved with us, and in life design, sneak up on the future. I can't remember who it is, Bill often quotes, and he remembers who said, the future is not unavailable, it's just unequally distributed. There are people living in the future you're imagining for yourself today, if you could find them and have a conversation about it. Now, if you're Elon Musk, maybe there aren't any of those people, but there are some people a lot of people are already working on things you're thinking about. So we prototype for those reasons, not for the purpose of testing out, does it really work? So a late-stage engineering prototype before we put this new, jet engine on an airplane with people in it, how about we spin it up to 3x, normal speed inside a cinder block thing, throw a goose through it and see what happens before it kills anybody. That's a late-stage engineering test prototype. Really good thing to do. Design prototypes are really early. They always fail because the only reason they're built is to learn something about stuff we knew we didn't know. We know we don't know what we're doing. We know we've made assumptions. We just don't know what they are. Let's go flesh them out by doing these design prototypes. In life, it is really improv theater. We are making it up as we go along because nobody knows the future. So it's got to be iterative. Design thinking applied to life design is just learning how to do a really good job of making it up as you go along.